Guys, I'm 26 years old. I'm too old to be invested in the romantic escapades of two fictional teenage girls in a children's cartoon. Then again, I have no sense of decency whatsoever, so I can assert with confidence that when the Owl House just flat out confirmed that Amity is crushing mad hard on Luz, I completely lost my
language!
Okay, quick recap. The Owl House is a teen magical fantasy cartoon created by Disney. Think Harry Potter mixed with Little Witch Academia and a nice helping of Gravity Falls. Anyway, there's this one witch girl named Amity who's your standard high school bitch. But then this one human chick named Luz, aka the main character, came gallivanting in and started rocking her whole world. So they start up this rivalry, but then Luz realizes that, hey, we're not so different, and she guides Amity down the righteous path of character development. Anyway, this latest episode features this thing called a grom, the witch equivalent of a prom, where one lucky student has to fight a physical manifestation of a romantic subplot. As expected, Amity is crowned the Grom Queen and is thus tasked with fighting a monster of her own worst fears. But Luz is all, girl, don't even trip. I'ma take your place and fight this thing all knight in shining armor style. Unfortunately, Luz totally blows it because she ends up having to face the scariest thing imaginable. An angry mom, and Amity has to go save her ass. Then it's revealed that Amity's worst fear is being rejected by some ambiguous human girl that she wanted to ask out to Grom. So the girls kick off a dance sequence and destroy the monster, because even an inner demon is no match against the power of fluid animation. Then Luz is like, hey, so who'd you want to ask out? And Amity's all, non-committal answer, before tossing aside her Grom proposal, and holy shit! The one she wanted to ask out was Luz! Who'd have thunk it? Okay, jokes aside, I was losing my damn mind throughout this whole episode. As you can probably tell, The Owl House is a very queer-friendly show. Like, Luz herself has already given off major bisexual vibes, or vibes as I call it, long before this moment. Then there's this whole deal with Willow's dads and this background couple from this very episode that we know nothing about, so suffice to say, having Luz spark a romance with another girl is completely on par with this show's mythos. But despite all the evidence basically promising that Lumity would be canon, I honestly didn't think the Owl House was gonna go through with it. Let's be honest, people. The current handling of non-heterosexual relationships in animation is frankly kind of shitty. There's been considerable improvement in more recent years, but ultimately, networks are all about that plausible deniability so they can rake in that overseas moolah. So you'd be hard-pressed to find any gay romance that doesn't fall into what I call the trifecta of LGBTQ+ representation in children's cartoons. First is the gay by implication. These are the shows where the characters engage in very suggestive and often homoerotic behavior without actually committing to anything. It's basically the cartoon's way of kissing up to 1 million moms by being all, no, they're just in a completely platonic relationship. Like, yeah, they flirt and blush a lot around each other, but it's not like they're gay or anything. These are the cartoons that people often accuse of queerbaiting, and generally, you don't want to fall into this category if you can help it. Next is the blink or you'll miss it gay. These kinds of shows will actually feature something explicitly LGBTQ+, whether it's an on-screen kiss, the casual mention of a same-sex lover, or my personal favorite, the gay dads. And while that's great and all, the problem is that it only happens to minor characters that don't even fucking matter, or otherwise only last for like 2 seconds. Some cartoons will have the main characters hook up in the series finale when they can afford to not give a shit, but the basic idea is to have a gay element that can easily be edited out to make a straight-friendly copy for international markets. And then there's the gay by tweet. This usually happens to shows that have already ended or otherwise have no intention of showing anything gay on screen. Basically, a showrunner or staff member will make some social media post after the fact about how so-and-so character was actually a lesbian or transgender or whatever without actually doing anything substantiative. And they'll be like, check out this character that I've always intended to be gay. Oh, wait, you actually wanted to see it in the cartoon itself? Tough luck, dude. Yeah, not the best track record, is it? Particularly in Disney's case where getting half-assed LGBTQ+ representation is becoming dangerously commonplace, I don't think you can blame anyone for being skeptical. It's a shame, really, because given how fucking deprived we are, a show can flash all of its gay headlights right in front of our faces, and we still wouldn't believe it. And make no mistake, people, The Owl House was not clowning us with Luz and Amity's relationship. This shit has been slow burning for a while, but seeing where Luz and Amity are now compared to where they were before, it's very apparent that the Owl House fully intended for this relationship to prosper since probably the convention episode. Personally, I was on board the Lumity ship the second I saw this girl in the opening, but that's just me. I mean, just look at the story so far. At first, Amity thought Luz was some dumbass kid trying to undermine all her hard work, but then we get to that heart-to-heart in the aforementioned convention episode, and Amity was all like, okay, maybe this chick isn't as bad as I thought she was. Then we get to the whole library incident, and she was all, damn, she's a fan of Good Witch Azura too? Wow, I think we could actually end up being pretty good friends. Then she gets to see Luz in action during the Tundra episode, and Amity was like, holy shit, Luz is so kind and fearless and admirable. What's this odd feeling in the pit of my gut? And then Luz rolls into Hexside, and Amity has a full-on gay panic where she's all,
so you two go to the same school now. That doesn't change anything. Huh?
And it all culminates in the episode where the two girls enter Willow's mind, and Amity, under no pretenses, is like, oh fuck, she's holding my hand! Oh shit, this beautiful dork is hugging me! Oh my god, I fucking love this girl! Slightly exaggerated, but that's the main gist of it. Anyway, if you still think that Luz or Amity couldn't be anything other than straight, then I'm sorry folks, but I'm calling shenanigans. Hell, it's not even just the cartoon itself that's pushing this ship. Pretty much the whole damn crew who works on this show has been hyping this bad boy up. Case in point, this episode is written by Molly Ostertag, who if you didn't know, is the wife of Noelle Stevenson, the showrunner of She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, the gayest cartoon of the decade. Then we have some of the crew members, including Alex freaking Hirsch, hinting that the episode in question was going to be a game changer. But the biggest piece of evidence may be from the big dog herself, Dana Terrace. Dana is a confirmed bisexual who spent the last week or so posting art of the Owl House, where Amity was giving Luz these wishful, yearning expressions. Not to mention, she literally agreed that there was no heterosexual explanation for this shit. If the fucking showrunner dropping bombs like this isn't enough for you, then I respectfully ask that you get yourselves a reality check, people. But to spell it out, yes. A romance between Luz and Amity is in fact real as real can be. There's no bullshit, no implications, just in your fucking face confirmed. And I am so damn pumped right now because we're only halfway through the first season, meaning that this isn't even peak Lumity right now. But more importantly, the Owl House became one of the few cartoons to hit the secret fourth section of the LGBTQ plus quadfecta. Actually fucking do it. If Disney, aka the straightest place on earth, can handle a gay relationship like this so well, then there is literally no excuse for any of the current or upcoming cartoons out there to not at least try. It's an uphill battle, and there will be pushback from the networks, but the ball is in your court now, animators. Let's see you take the shot. Anyone else still riding off the high from this episode? 'Cause I know I am. But anyway, where do you guys think the Owl House will take Luz and Amity's relationship from this point on? Please leave your thoughts below in the comments, and while you're at it, maybe you could leave a like and hit that subscribe button, if you want to help support the growth of this channel. Just a suggestion. Until then, stay tuned!